Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League, YouTube, President Joe Biden, and everybody else that watches us weekly. It is me, Mr. Bowen, with our lovely commish, Trace McSorley's #1 fan, apparently, that I've just learned about recently. Mr. Gailey, how we doing?
Man, I'm doing absolutely fantastic, sir. I mean, it's been a little bit since you and I have been able to sit down and chat, man. So, I'm excited to get back on here and catch up and see what's going on in the NFL world and anything else that you and I feel like we should ramble about.
So there's two things I really don't want to talk about. Number one is microphones, and number two is the new third-string quarterback for the New England Patriots, because that's really all we've talked about since we've got on this call prior to hitting the record button. So I think we've got those two subjects covered. So why don't we move on to a few topics that are actually relevant, right? And a few shakeups in the NFL these past 2 weeks. Yeah?
Yeah, so OBJ, huh? Finally found a landing spot up in Baltimore.
OBJ, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, it's super interesting right now because, like, you had all the hoopla surrounding Lamar Jackson, right? Is he going? Is he staying? I mean, how is this going to affect, Lamar's decision on whether or not he wants to stay in Baltimore, right? Because, I mean, OBJ, he can't. I mean, he's been super injury prone the last couple of years. And, I mean, can we really call him, a #1?
He has the talent to be a #1, right? Baltimore hasn't had a receiver of his caliber. Anquan Bolden?
That was the name that popped into my head, man, was Anquan Bolden.
Torrey Smith for like a couple years, but like, here's the thing, right? My personal opinion is that Odell Beckham is bait for Lamar Jackson, right? I think they're trying to bring in somebody that, is going to vibe well with Lamar and try to keep him put where they want him to be in Baltimore. They want him to sign that tag, right? They want him to sign a franchise tag.
They're trying to get him to sign the tag, yeah.
Yeah. I did see something funny on Twitter. It was a screenshot of OBJ on FaceTime with Lamar, and they were kind of saying, hey, look, they're already buddies, they're talking or whatever. But the biggest thing that I took from that screenshot is that OBJ had a piece of broccoli stuck in his teeth right here. And people were talking about possible tooth decay with somebody that has probably $30 million in their bank account. It's kind of funny. Also, check your teeth before you post screenshots, dude. I mean, us peasants down here with the bottles of Colgate and the toothbrushes, I mean, we try to make sure that we do that. A little embarrassing. OBJ,
right? Hey, man, he's been out of the spotlight now for a couple of years, right? I mean,
the hell he has.
I was going to say, but like, I mean, he wasn't with anybody last season, right? He was with the Rams the year prior, right?
Yeah, but when he wasn't playing football, he was on first-class planes getting woken up and yelling at everybody. Like, it's not like he hasn't been in the spotlight. Sure. I think if he stays healthy and Lamar comes back, dude, the Ravens are going to be really good. I mean, they got J.K. Dobbins. They have, what's his name?
They got the Gus bus up there, man. Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
And
tight end.
I mean, they got Mark Andrews at tight end.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they had Rashad Bateman as well, who got injured kind of late last season. I mean, it is a very interesting signing by Baltimore, and the draft's coming up in a couple weeks, man. Does Baltimore try to make a move? Do they go draft a quarterback? Do they try to go get another offensive weapon, like you said, as bait to try to get Lamar to sign either the tag or try to come and work out some type of extension? But it sounds like the numbers are a little far apart for them to come to an agreement in that realm.
And here's another thing too: is other quarterbacks, other like bigger quarterbacks, are starting to have talks too about salaries. I saw Justin Herbert today Broke a little bit of news. They're starting contract talks with him, which is kind of early in my opinion. But I mean, my opinion doesn't matter. But I think the next couple weeks, man, especially when the draft hits, we're really gonna see what's gonna unfold. Like maybe they draft another lineman to keep Lamar protected better. But at the end of the
Sure.
day, dude, Lamar is gonna run. He's gonna run.
I mean, it's his game, right?
That's his game. But
So speaking of running, man, I think we got the cheetah on the docket, right? Tyreek Hill.
I love this for Dolphins fans right here. Okay. So Adam Schefter tweets April 6th, 3:56 p.m. Tyreek Hill says he's planning to retire at the end of his current contract with the Miami Dolphins. He wants to go into business in the gambling space and is planning to retire after his contract runs out in 2025. I think he should just retire now. Just retire now.
Yeah, but that's not the plan, though, man. He's going to run it through 2025, and it's going to put him out at, I believe, his age 31 season, which you know as well as I do, man. In the NFL game, that starts putting you on the downslope of things if you haven't already started to, regress, if you will. But I mean, hey, man, you know what? Shout out to the guy for having a plan of what he wants to do with his life after football, And I mean, if he gets out at 31, maybe he gets out with pretty much all his parts and pieces still intact, and he's not as beat up and banged up as some of these guys that have these, very long careers. But man, the gambling space, you know as well as I do, there's a ton of money floating around in that world, man. So, I mean, if he can find his niche and get his right business model put together, then I mean, kudos to Tyreek Hill. I mean, Lord knows he's got the capital to get things started, whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 years to finish out his career and make a name for himself in the Hall of Fame. He's already got one Super Bowl ring, and we all know that's all he's gonna get. But kudos to him. It's kind of funny too. The first comment on that thread is Hard Rock Sportsbook saying he said on Twitch he might want to get into coaching. It's kind of weird, right?
I mean, you never know. You never know. Like, I mean, the way people can convey their message and be able to, teach it, I mean, who knows? He may have a knack for it, man.
Yeah.
He may have a knack for it. You never know. You never know. I mean, some of these former players, I'm not saying that they've come and, turned into like these, super prestigious head coaches, but I mean, good positional coaches, OCs, I mean, things of that nature. I mean, they know the game, they know the ins and outs, they know the X's and O's, and they've been around it for a long time. And especially ones that want to stay involved, like their post-playing career, staying involved and watching the evolution of the game, man. I mean, like,
maybe he'll go do the Olympics or something too, I mean, that man's fast.
Ridiculously fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of ballers, though, right? And having deep pockets. Why don't we talk about our friends to the north making a move? I believe it's our friends to the north making a move in buying an American NFL franchise.
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess news came out today that the old Manders, public enemy number one, Dan Snyder, man, has come to terms on a deal to sell the Washington Commanders for $6.05 billion.
He bought that franchise for $800 million.
Talk about ROI, baby.
That is a big ROI, dude. Canadian billionaire Steve Astapasapalabala and his family are still in the mix for the Commanders. Is what they're saying. I think a deal has been done, or it's close to being done.
Yeah,
it's crazy, dude. Imagine getting caught up in scandal like that, buying a team for $800 million, and then still walking away with $5.2 billion.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Dan Snyder, he's been getting drugged now for years, and I mean he's laughing all the way to the bank today,
Yeah.
or whenever they officially close on that deal. Talk about an exit strategy, right?
Yeah. I see a lot of what's that word that we talked about? The Portuguese what?
The Portuguese snowblower.
I see a lot of Portuguese snowblowers in his future.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is,
UrbanDictionary.com, my friends.
y'all hit
Urban
Urban
Dictionary.
after this, man.
Dan Snyder's just gonna be chilling, dude.
Hey, all Wolf of Wall Street style, baby. Not giving two F's, baby.
Yep. He's gonna wake up in the morning, dude, open up his closet and say, "Am I gonna be Scarface today, or am I gonna be the Wolf of Wall Street today?" Either way, I'm gonna be the same fucking person.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever.
Hey, man, good for that Washington franchise. I mean, maybe it gives them a fresh start. You know what I mean? You get the new blood in there.
Yeah, man.
Change. Cleans out the front office, and I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, change of leadership can. I mean, it could go south, but I mean, who knows, man?
Well, I mean, dude,
I mean,
change of leadership is big. I mean, we watched that happen around the NFL. I mean, look what Doug Peterson did in Jacksonville last season, right?
Sure.
And that's just from a head coach standpoint. But I mean, Bruce Arians in Tampa. I mean, he did have the GOAT with him, but still, I mean, you see these teams decide to flush and then bring in valued leadership, and they turn around. And obviously it all starts at the top, right?
Sure.
And I don't think anybody in that franchise has a lot of good to say about the person that's selling it right now. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, dude. People could love him, but he's done a lot of dumb shit. But I wish I could do that much dumb shit and be that rich, dude. Fuck.
Well, man, we got a draft in 2 weeks, dude. Are we getting excited about that, man? We're gonna be able to put together a little draft preview, man. Something fantasy relevant here in the next couple weeks.
I think we should. Yeah. Maybe a little mock, and what it brings to the world of fantasy.
Sure,
for us
man.
in this upcoming season. That'd be fun.
That'd be yes, that'd be great. That'd be something I would totally look forward to, man.
Yeah.
We got anything to chop shop about tonight, or what?
I don't think so, man. But one thing I will add: if anybody in the league would like to join us for that mock draft roundtable, we can have 8 people in this chat. So if any of you guys, I mean, I know Eric enjoys being on here, and Doug, maybe we get your wife, your brother-in-law. We'll have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe we could do that other mock draft that you spoke about. But we'll keep that under wraps and see how many people we can drag in here. But if we can get a good amount of people in here, we might have to be picking. And I'm here for it. I can't wait to roll heads.
Yeah, we'll have to bring in our local channel political analyst, Brian Wittenberg, for that episode for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
It'll be like Crossfire on this bitch for like an hour.
I'm here for it. And the thing is I will do whatever I can to instigate it. Even though I might not feel any type of way, I'm going to instigate it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, good deal, man. I'll tell you what, dude, let's go ahead and shelve this, and let's reconvene in a couple weeks right before the draft.
Absolutely. Just so you all know, we are still waiting for suggestions for a name for this podcast. You guys are kind of dropping the ball a little bit. I'm just letting you know. We're all friends. We've known each other for a long time, and there's some viewers that are friends as well of myself and Ryan, I'm sure. Help us out, okay? And don't come up with a stupid name that's like way out in left field. And also maybe just a quick Google search before you put it in there, because there's a good chance it's taken. So other than that, G, you got anything?
Hey, man, just be good to one another. stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do, just make sure you name it after me.
Until next time.